Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Anthony with the Wrenched Out Experiment. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're back in the home office and we're going to be talking about some massive upgrades that we're going to be doing over the next few episodes of the Wrenched Out Experiment. All right, guys, so if you've been following me on social media or even here on the YouTube channel, you've seen some subtle changes through the years of us shooting. I've had this office or home office move all the way around, but recently I wanted to really kind of vamp it up and get it to where it's functional and usable for video editing and audio editing and all of that stuff for the YouTube channel. Both for the Wrenched Out Experiment and the Wrenched Out Garage. With that comes obviously some changes, some stuff to move around, and some new hardware. So today I'm going to talk to you guys about what the current state of the home office is, and then I'm going to show you some of the new gear that we got, because hopefully in the next video I'll do kind of an office reveal and show you the new setup, and then we'll break apart each one of these items and do full reviews. Starting that off, you can see the Rode Promaster USB mic right there. I've been using that for a while. In fact, I talked about it in the shooting the office video. I'm gonna do a full review of that, the stand, and then the shock mount as well, because this is no longer gonna be in here. It's actually gonna move to the garage for my Wrenched Out Garage setup that I'm gonna use that for. So let's keep going though, because there's a lot more going on in here. I have some shelves I just put up there, which matches the ones there and over on that side. Now, all this stuff that you see up there isn't permanent. I've got some ideas and some stuff I'm gonna move around, but I wanted to fill them full of stuff that I already had here in the office. And of course, I still have my North Face shelf that I put together. I'll probably do maybe an episode at some point just talking about this, where I got it from and how I put it together, the big North Face sign there. But let's talk about the gear and the setup as a whole. So right beside me here is the Toshiba 50-inch 4K TV, and then I'm running two LG 27-inch 4K monitors. Obviously, it's not lined up. The display port cords that I had to actually, I only had 3 footers, so I'm pretty much maxed them out. So I ended up ordering these guys right here, OC display 1.4s, and they're obviously a heck of a lot longer. These are 10 footers, so that gives me plenty of room for future moves if I end up moving the actual CPU all the way away from the desk setup at a future point, in which is something to talk about later. So there's that. So you will see these. I'm going to slide these over, move them up, move the webcam and do all that stuff. The desk itself, I didn't get anything too crazy for the desk, but with talking about audio and some of the stuff, so I'm waiting on the Rode Pro podcast mixing board. I haven't gotten that yet. I'll do a full review and walk through why and all of that. I also ordered the Rode AI1 audio interface, and I'm going to show you why and how all this is going to set up. I haven't gotten that yet either. So today the focal point more or less is to talk through some of this stuff. Next video I'll do more of a reveal or more of an install, but really some of the stuff that I'm going to be doing is fairly simple. But let's dive into some more of the gear. So I am going to, I bought these before. I'll put links to all this stuff down below. I'm gonna use this Video Secure. I've got a bunch of these actually for my home audio in my living room. These things mount to the wall, and then there's a picture of it. These do a great job. I highly recommend these if you're gonna wall mount speakers, because you can obviously move it left to right, however you wanna do it. These work really good. They look clean and nice. They have a back plate on them, so it isn't just a chunk of metal hanging there. So we've got these because we've got some really cool speakers I'm gonna talk about in a moment. What we're gonna try to do, I don't know if this is gonna work or not, but we're gonna try it anyways, and that is use these studio isolation pads. So hopefully these will sit. And again, I'll put links to all of this below, but hopefully this will fit on those stands, and then it'll be mounted to the wall on both sides of once I get my final destination for these monitors, slide everything over, and then I'll have these two speakers sitting there. And the reason I got these, so your speaker sits on these, and I did get some studio monitors. I'll show you guys those here in a moment. The speaker sits on these instead of sitting on that metal surface, to where you'll get vibration and you'll get distortion to some degree of the speaker, but more or less you'll get added noise and loss of just overall audio. So we do have these. Again, these were really affordable. If you're putting these on your desk, they work really well and super simple. There's 2 blocks in each one, so you can have the speakers pointed down at you if you'd like. So that's these. We have a new mic for just in here for podcasting, for video dubbing and all of that stuff. So I got another PSM1 shock mount. I highly suggest, if you're using any kind of mount, no matter if it's that mount or something else, to use one of these shock mounts, so if you're bumping it or you're moving it around, it doesn't come off and add noise. Now I do have the MKE2 by Sennheiser. I'm gonna do a full review. This is not related to the office build, but I will be doing a full review of this because I wanna add another layer of audio to the GoPros, because I'm gonna be shooting a lot more with those, both in the car, the truck, and all over. I did get some cables as well. As I told you, I'm gonna be doing a mixing and audio interface. So I went Mogami. I've got these Mogami 10-footers, microphone XLRs, and some TRSs, all right here. And I'll talk through these at a later point, but these are all Mogami. Great reviews on these. Move that out of the way. Now for the office setup, because I like the Podcaster so much, I just stuck close to home and went to the Procaster. Looks like this. I love the build quality on this, so I thought, why not use this? Now, obviously, I'm assuming that this this guy right here will fit on this too, so I can swap it in and out, but we will see. But ultimately, I believe these are close to the same as far as the build and everything else. I'll show you guys, obviously, with the whole setup, but this runs XLR, so that's a little bit better than just the standard USB. So to go with this, I had the PSA-1 studio arm. So this is a little bit more expensive. This guy runs about $100. The Procaster was about $220, $230. This was, I think, about $30, $35. I did get all this stuff from Sweetwater, so I'll put a link to both Sweetwater and Amazon, so it can be at your own discretion on what you're looking at. But this, I will mount to the side of the desk, so I'll have this available to me at any and every time I want it. You'll see that in the next video. Now, let's talk real quick. I got another TRS cable as well. That's the majority of the stuff, but one thing I'm super excited about is right here, and that is this box right here. This is the KRK 5G3 studio speakers. So I'm gonna open one of them up and show you guys, because this is what's going to be mounted on the sides. And hopefully I'm gonna end up pointing them toward me, obviously having the center seat right here be where they want to be, where it's all gonna be directed. Now these speakers are pretty heavy. There it is right there. And again, I'll put links to this and we'll do a full review of these, obviously, after they're all set up. So, new Generation 3, #1 monitor brand globally. So I did a lot of homework on these, and these were in high regard from numerous people. So I thought, why not? So let me pop this open real quick and give you guys a little bit of a better look. Oops. All right. So this is the KRK 5 Gen 3. Obviously KRK Rokits, if you guys have been seeing any of their stuff, super high-end brand. Well, not super high-end, I shouldn't say that. Super highly regarded brand. It has the sub port or audio port out of the front and with the back. It is a heavy speaker. Has a very nice finish on the bottom. So if you are running this on a desk or on another stand, that's very nice. The small tweeter up top. And then here's some of the connections obviously you need to be aware of. You've got your 1/4 inch balanced, XLR balanced, and then you can run RCAs to this unbalanced. So if you have just a standard PC and you're not gonna run an audio interface or any of that stuff, you can just run it right to RCA. You've got your high level adjust, your filter adjust, and these are all very nice, like rubber coated dials. And then the volume, of course, which you can go from -30 to +6 decibels, your power on and off, and then of course your standard power plug. So that's it. This thing does have quite a bit of weight to it, but there it is. So you'll see hopefully these guys mounted off to the sides of it, and we'll go from there. The other thing, if you're interested, comes with obviously your a little brochure packet, and then this should be just the this is just the power cord right here. Right there. So that's the KRK, and once everything's set up, obviously I'll dive into that more and go into a lot more details of the setup as a whole. But while we're opening things, let me open up the Procaster as well and show you that, because again, the next time you see this stuff, it's going to be all set up. So here, in which these guys are great at doing, once you buy Rode's, I guess, higher end stuff, you get these cool pouches. It's like a leathery pouch with a zip. So if you need to transport it, you're going to transport it in style. So there it is. Again, these guys are pretty heavy. So there it is. And obviously you also have this mount too. So if you want to use this mount in lieu of the PSM mount, it comes with that. Actually, both of them come with that. Let me grab this real quick. So this does not, unlike this has a volume knob and a headphone knob, and they're pretty much identical other than that in design. So obviously this shiny white with almost a chromed finish. This has got like a dull finish, and then is almost like a matte black. So that's the difference. Other than that, they are identical. So that is pretty much what is going to be installed here in the home office. Now, the big advantage to doing it, at least the way that I see it, is having this set up this way is going to help a lot with videos, with adding a lot of the audio, so forth and so on. So obviously, as we do the installs and everything comes out, I'll be able to give you guys a review on all of these products and a lot more. But hopefully the next time you guys see it, it will be, at least these components will be installed, and we'll be taking piece by piece to give you a review of some stuff that you can consider for your video and audio studio, wherever you're doing it. So thank you guys for tuning in. I know that this was a little bit of a different install, but I want to keep you guys up to speed on what we're doing, what's going on here at the Wrenched Out Experiment. We appreciate you guys stopping by. And of course, if you guys haven't subscribed, take a moment to do that. You're gonna wanna see this install, well, the post install, because this is gonna come out really nice. And until next time, guys, take care. We'll see you in the next video.